Hey yo, I once was a kid, all I had was a dream. More money, more problems, when I get it, I'ma pile it up. Now I'm dope on the bread we can toast, so fresh how we flow, everybody get this.
Hey everyone from the Collegian, we are out at the Brookings Airport and Pheasants Fury Aviation. I'm here with Justin to talk about the aviation program at SDSU. Why don't you tell me how you got involved in the aviation program and what made you want to do that?
Well, I've always kind of had a thing for flying, I guess, and I learned that SDSU had an aviation program, and so I decided to come check it out. I did what they call like an intro flight where you go up with an instructor, check it out, and fell in love with it, and then signed up.
Did you want to fly when you were in high school?
Honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to do. In my senior year, kind of like the last semester, I took like a commercial airplane ride and kind of liked it, and then figured I'd check it out more, and then that's when I decided. I think it was the end of my senior year. So
did you come to SDSU for something else, and then you got into aviation after you were here?
No, I actually transferred. I went to a small community college by Okoboji, and then transferred in here, so I've only been aviation at SDSU.
And you said the program is like really small.
Yeah.
A couple dozen or
it's actually grown a lot substantially in the last couple of years, but maybe every year we get 10, 15 people that graduate from it. So I mean, it's really small, but the freshman classes that are coming in now, I mean, there'll probably be 25 to 30 graduating per year.
What's the placement program like when you graduate with an aviation degree? Like, what kind of fields do people go into?
Well, there's 3 different degrees you can get here. There's like there's aviation education, aviation management, and aviation maintenance. Mm-hmm. Education, you're just basically going to teach people how to fly. You can do ground schools, things like that. Aviation management is managing like maybe an airport or something, mm-hmm. and then maintenance, obviously fixing the airplanes.
Right. So you're wanting to, I mean, you're majoring in this, so you're probably wanting to do something.
I want to do airlines, so that's my goal. I work for the Sioux Falls Airport now, so cool. I kind of get my foot in the door with them.
Haven't you worked there for a while?
5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw you out there one time when I was flying out of Sioux Falls.
Probably, yeah.
So what do you do at the Sioux Falls Airport right now then?
Check people in. So you'll see me at the front counters. I'll board you at the gate if you obviously get on the plane. And sometimes I'll put bags on the plane if they need help back there.
So after you graduate with a degree in aviation from SDSU, do you have to take some other tests then before you could fly a commercial plane?
Not really tests. Well, you have to have a test with like the company you work for, but then you have to build hours, flight hours. So then typically what you do is you'll flight instruct. So I'll graduate here with my flight instructor license, and then I'll go flight instruct here. You can do it, or you can do basically anywhere that'll hire you to teach people how to fly. And then once you get enough hours, you apply with the airline. So it's kind of a process.
Do pilots get paid all right? I mean, isn't that kind of always been they're always on strike for something?
Yeah,
Does that kind of make you nervous about your profession?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since 9/11, the security in the aviation industry has gone down a lot, but it's starting to pick back up a lot right now, unbelievably. And pay right now, like my first year, you start out with like Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, smaller planes. Mm-hmm. You make around 20,000, but then after that, after your first year, it jumps up a lot. But I mean, you're not gonna make $100,000 your first 10 years at all. But
so it's kind of something that you have to be pretty passionate about, right?
Oh yeah, it's a big thing, and it shows. If you're just doing it for the money, it shows, and they're not gonna hire you.
Does being away from family and being on the road and flying all the time, is that kind of a...
I like to travel, so I mean it's no issue for me. I'm going to have to move, at least my first year, wherever the airline decides they want me, which is a lot of people, pushes a lot of people away, but it's not going to bother me. So
talk about the flying. How about what is it like being in the 2-engine plane or the single-engine plane? It's
a blast. At first, you're really nervous because you're 5,000 feet above the surface, looking down, thinking this little thing's holding me up. But after that, I mean, you get used to it, and it's really no big issue.
So how many hours do you have logged flying right now?
I have about 250.
And how many do you say you need to graduate?
Well, you don't really need a certain amount to graduate. I think 250 is the minimum to graduate. But with the airlines, it's like 500, 2,000.
Have you ever had any close calls or interesting stories while up in the air? Anytime where you're just like, oh my gosh, I might crash.
I remember when I was first getting my private, the engine kind of clunked out right when I was soloing. Soloing's a big thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing really too scary.
It's good.
So yeah.
I noticed the runway is pretty snow covered.
It is. Yeah. Today we started sliding a little bit when we landed, but yeah, they can't put any salt or ice on there because it contaminates it and gets all up in the engines.
So when you're up, you fly for 2 hours at a time usually?
You're scheduled for 2 hours, and you'll typically fly for an hour and a half, maybe an hour somewhere. It just depends on what you need to do.
What do you do when you're up in the air? Do you just get practice?
Yeah, I mean, that's really all you do. You go up and fly, obviously.
Yeah.
You'll do turns, you'll just kind of learn, you start off figuring out, okay, if I go to the left, what's the plane going to do? If I turn it to the basic things, and then you get more advanced, and you even do like cross country, as they call them, and you'll fly to Mitchell or Pierre or Sioux Falls or something.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's everything you wanted to know about the airport in Brookings and the aviation program at SDSU. Stay tuned next week as we talk to another student. Thank you.
Hey yo, I once was a kid, all I had was a dream. More money, more problems. When I get it, I'ma pile it up.